Sophie Cunningham sets the record straight on Michael Porter Jr.'s viral WNBA claim. Remember that wild, factually incorrect statement Brooklyn Nets star Michael Porter Jr. made? The one where he claimed he took down players like Sophie Cunningham and even his own sisters when he was in 8th grade and they were in college? It was bound to create controversies, and that is exactly what happened on social media. The comment quickly shifted the conversation into yet another men versus women basketball debate. And in times like these, when NBA versus WNBA debates pop up, it's easy for people to start questioning whether women athletes deserve million-dollar salaries if the so-called narrative claims they couldn't beat high school boys. But instead of shutting him down, Sophie Cunningham has now stepped forward and backed the essence of MPJ's point, saying NBA players, even as school-aged kids, are on a different athletic level than WNBA players. Speaking on her Show Me Something podcast, Cunningham addressed the comments her longtime friend made and admitted there is a clear physical gap. I mean, it's probably true. I think if you are a professional athlete, if you're in that elite level group, yeah, you should be able to beat the girls. I'm not surprised by that. I don't get why it's continuing to get brought up. If women are saying, yeah, he couldn't beat us. Yes, he could. Any NBA star or player can beat a female in high school. The context of it is fair. Future pros in 8th grade? It depends how big they are. If they're going pro, they're already pretty big. I would say that's probably true. I don't want to be unrealistic or delusional. Men are stronger, bigger, athletic, a bigger build. If you put them up against females, yeah, they're gonna win. Duh. MPJ's comments arrived at a tense moment for the WNBA, as players are deep in negotiations with the league over the new CBA. The extended deadline of November 30th is coming up fast, and the league has put a new offer on the table. The proposal includes a revenue-sharing model that, combined with base salary, could push the maximum salary past $1.1 million, with an average salary above $460,000 and a minimum salary over $220,000. But the players' union still isn't satisfied. They've argued from day one that the current revenue-sharing structure doesn't guarantee real growth year over year, and they believe the latest proposal still falls short of that key demand. As Sophie Cunningham acknowledges, indeed, women athletes don't have the same level of physical strength and explosiveness that male athletes do. Only once in a generation do you find a woman who can realistically go head-to-head with a men's basketball player. And a lot of this debate actually started because Patrick Beverley made the bizarre claim that a WNBA team could beat the bench players of an NBA team. That comment forced MPJ to give his take. There's a viral clip making the rounds on Twitter right now showing MPJ back in 8th grade, and once you watch it, you quickly understand just how physical and gifted he already was. He was dunking with ease and already stood well over 6 feet tall. Dunking and the WNBA are two very different worlds. As of July 2025, out of the 37 recorded dunks in league history, 27 belong to Brittney Griner alone. That alone highlights how wide the physical gap is between men's and women's basketball, but when an NBA player makes comments like this, it unintentionally gives the WNBA an upper hand in the current CBA negotiations. The women aren't asking for the same $12 million a year average salary that NBA players made in the 2024-25 season, as reported by Sports Illustrated. They're simply pushing for fair growth and a better revenue share. And that NBA average is roughly 26 times higher than the current average salary the league is offering its WNBA players. They're asking for a revenue-sharing system that actually reflects the league's growth, instead of a fixed 3% yearly raise that barely moves the needle. The current proposal doesn't guarantee that the touted $1.1 million max salary will ever be realistically reached. To get what they're fighting for, WNBA players need NBA stars to speak up on their behalf. Comments like MPJ's, even if they are true, only end up hurting the women in the long run and weaken their position in these crucial negotiations. For a league that keeps smashing viewership numbers, attendance numbers, and setting new highs in merchandise sales, this pay gap feels almost impossible to justify. Heading into this negotiation, the WNBA had more momentum than ever, thanks largely to the rise of Caitlin Clark. And now they're stepping into territory that could seriously slow all of it down. If this doesn't get resolved soon, you can expect players like Sophie Cunningham to consider stepping away from the league entirely. A lockout would be almost unavoidable, putting the future of the WNBA in real jeopardy. And with leagues like Unrivaled and